Thank you. Okay, you want to get ready with me? You can sit right here, I think. Sit right here. But don't touch everything now. Good morning, YouTube. It's your girl, Destiny Alexis, back with a get ready with me for the first time with my son. Give me Kishi. Chico, baby. I look a hot mess right now, girl. But I was like, if I'm going to get ready today anyway, why don't I just take you guys on the day with me? But primarily, let's get ready. Let me get him ready too. And let me just talk a little bit about what I've learned thus far with motherhood and how I'm taking everything that I'm learning and making the best out of it. So firstly, let me talk about these eyelashes I used to wear from Amazon. They look like this. And I'm sorry, I have not been into the extra long lashes lately. I just don't feel like it flatters my face very well. And so I got a size 15 lashes and they're kind of like a cat eye look. And so I've been wearing those for the past few days and I've been liking those a lot. Also, I recently got new foundation because you guys know it is nearing winter time. And so I have gotten like 2 shades lighter than I was before. And so the foundation that I had did not match me at all. Like my fiance said I looked like a whole ghost. I thought I was a warm beige, this one, right? And to me that kind of looks very like not my skin tone anyway. I don't know what I was thinking. But I'm actually a neutral beige. And if you guys don't know, Milani is my favorite makeup brand by far. Every day I feel like I'm learning something new about myself, about my son, about life in general. And some days are overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie. Some days are hard and it makes you really question, like, are you equipped for the journey? But the thing that I've learned is regardless of feeling like maybe I don't have all the knowledge of motherhood, or maybe I'm still learning myself, maybe there's certain things I could do better or better ways I could do things. I know that ultimately everything in life comes with a test and it's a learning process. So anything that you are wanting to be good at, you're going to be tested on. You're going to be tested on how well you can take the test. And so throughout motherhood, I've been trying to balance entrepreneurship and see how can I manage both and can I do it in the first place, right? And ultimately the same thing reoccurs where you want to get down? No? Ultimately, God shows me all the time that he never said it was going to be easy, but at the end of it all, it's going to be worth it. And that's really how I feel, where some days, yes, some days are harder than others, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in life. Say take it easy on yourself and know that not every day is going to go the same. And in fact, no 2 days are really the same with motherhood, but you have to get really good at pivoting. And I think what has helped me a lot recently is helping him get on a night schedule and a nap schedule during the day. We're still working on the night schedule. Here. We're still working on the night schedule with him sleeping on his own. But as far as the nap schedule goes, I feel like we've really been working on him going to sleep around a certain time during the day. Here, stay right here. I'm gonna close this. Yes, you cannot go that. You cannot go that way. Let me see. Let me see. Go over here, baby. Okay, he's right here. Come here. You want me to do your hair? Let me do your hair. Let me do your hair. But getting him on a night schedule has been very helpful. Or a nap schedule, I should say. Do you want me to do your hair? Why not? What do that mean? Baba. Baba? You haven't said that in forever, man. Whatever. So yeah, it helps if you kind of like train your kids, what I've learned. And we've been trying to get him on a nap schedule during the day where he'll sleep for like 2 hours, and that gives us time to like get everything else done that we want to get done, right? So that's very helpful. The next thing I would say is to prioritize your self-care, because it is super important. And I think sometimes as women and as mothers, we kind of take care of like everything else in life, and you know, we say we get to ourselves last, and that's fine, however you want to do it, but ultimately don't forget about you. And that has been like a game changer for me, because I notice when I don't cater to myself, I don't really feel my best. And it's hard to show up as your best self if you don't feel your best. So prioritizing self-care in the little ways that you can. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? In the little ways that you can. And honestly, let me just tell y'all, this video was not planned, but I was like, let me stop doing what I feel like I can't do, and let me do what I can do instead. So oftentimes I'm like, oh, he's awake, I can't record, or he's gonna be active and I'll just record around him and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of like managing it the way that I thought was working, but it wasn't working for me. So I'm like, if he's awake, why don't I just record, and why don't I just do the thing anyway? And if it's not perfect, it's not perfect, but you all understand. I'm sure a lot of you are mothers yourself, and it might inspire some of y'all to just go ahead and do it anyway, because why am I going to hold myself back, or why am I going to not do what I love because I feel like it's not perfect, right? And I think that's the problem. We all want perfect, or we see so much perfect, we don't see enough real. Be okay with things changing throughout the day. Be okay with things not going as planned. And something else that I've learned recently that has been mind-blowing to me is the fact that it's going to be forever changing. So just as I thought I had something figured out before, like I thought, okay, he sleeps twice a day. He takes a nap twice during the day. I get multiple hours to do things, right? That was before, when he was younger. Now, as he's gotten older, I'm like, oh my gosh, why are things not working the way that they used to? But it's because you have to revamp and refine your schedules, and that's including his schedule too. So as he gets older, there's certain things that doesn't occupy his attention anymore. He doesn't take naps as long as he used to before. And there's just so many different moving elements that you have to keep up with. And it's not even more so that you have to keep up with it. Yeah. You just have to catch it when it happens. So when I started realizing my days weren't as productive as before, I started looking at his schedule, and I was like, oh, he doesn't take 2 naps anymore throughout the day. Or if he goes to sleep in the car, he may not go back to sleep when we get back home. And all of that can literally change the trajectory of your day. And you have to be okay with knowing that not every day is going to go the same. And you have to be able to pivot, and you have to be willing to pivot and willing to go with the punches throughout your day. So that'll really help. And also, don't set super high expectations throughout your day as well. So something else I've learned is I still have an extensively long to-do list of like business stuff, just things throughout my day that I want to get done, right? But it's not always realistic. And you have to be honest with yourself and say, okay, I'm not going to be able to do all of these different things, but let me at least get something done. And I think once I started to have that mindset, I was like, okay, I can do this. I can do anything. I can push this off until tomorrow. So you have to be realistic with yourself and understand that, you know, not every day is going to be the same, but what you can do is have a list of priorities throughout your day where you say, this out of everything else has to get done. This out of everything on my list needs to be completed, because that's just, it's creating structure. It's building structure where there isn't as much structure. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to lie, Kyrie, you're going to have to sit down real quick so I can do my eyebrows. Here, stay right there, baby. Do you want to play with something? Be slow to anger and frustration. Something that I've had to learn more on my journey is to be a little bit more gracious and understanding that he's just a baby, and you got to understand that like some days they're really active, or they're really needy, or they really just need their mom, and you have to be understanding that you are like their first point of contact. They love you, they love their dads too, but it's just, I think with boys maybe a little bit different. But I've had to learn, like, I can't get mad or frustrated if things don't go my way, or if I'm not having the most productive days or things like that, because ultimately that just tells me I need to do something differently because it's not his fault. And so that's just a real statement. Like, I had to really understand, okay, what can I do differently if this is the route we're on, if my days are not as full and productive as they once were, what can I do differently to ensure that I feel fulfilled at the end of my day? And sometimes it takes a real conversation with yourself to understand, okay, well, this morning you slept in until 9, and you know he wakes up at 9:30, or you slept in until 7:30 and he wakes up at 8, you know? So you got to think sometimes, like, if the rest of my day doesn't go as planned, what can I do differently that sets me up for success throughout my day? So does that mean waking up earlier? Does that mean when the house goes to sleep and everyone's in bed to stay up later and get things done? Does that mean when he takes a nap during the day to make sure that I get a few things knocked off of my to-do list? What does that mean for you? And for me, just personally speaking, I have tried so many different things where I'm trying morning time, I'm trying nighttime, I'm trying nap time. And I think that for me, what would work is just giving myself multiple opportunities to have a successful day. Giving myself multiple times throughout the day where I can get something done. And that way I have a greater chance of success and a greater chance of having a full-on productive day, because I didn't just settle with morning time being my time to be productive, or nighttime being my time to be productive. The more I start at the beginning of my day trying to be productive, I give myself more opportunities to make it a successful day, rather than having it as a day where I feel like I've made an excuse for myself, or I didn't do what I was supposed to do for me that day. So that's another tip. But ultimately, the biggest things I can say is take it easy on yourself. Understand that this is a forever changing journey, that you're going to get the hang of it. And even though you might have something figured out early on, chances are that's going to change, and you have to be willing to continue to change with the times and change as they continue to grow. I would say to focus on your self-care too, and make sure you prioritize things for yourself throughout the day. Schedule it in your day at some point of your day, because it's really going to help. And also, the last note, the last little tip that I'll give is to communicate with your partner, because they're there to help you just as much as you're there to help them. And chances are, if you're feeling overwhelmed about something, they could be feeling either overwhelmed about the same thing, or they may feel like they have the answer for that. And so speaking with my fiance about certain things and how we can be better parents and just navigate this thing together, because I'm not doing it by myself, it can really help, and it can make you feel less stressed too. So talk to your partner, talk to whoever you have around, and get insight or advice from other people who have done it themselves. And so I'm going to finish getting ready. I'm going to get ready for the rest of the day. I'm going to get him ready. But if you guys have any tips for any other parents, maybe there's something I left out. Maybe you're a new mom and you've learned something that could be helpful for another mom, or maybe you're a mother who's been in this game for a minute now, I want you to drop a comment for the rest of us to tell us what you do. Mommy, yeah. I want you to drop a comment and tell the rest of us women what it is that you probably overcame as a mother, and what is something that helped you along on your journey. Kiss you. Mwah. Thank you. Okay, you want to get ready with me? You can sit right here, I think. Sit right here. Don't touch everything now.